Thank you for joining us today here at Levittown Public Library Stretch Fusion class with Debbie. Today is February 2nd. It is the last class of the series. We will continue them again in March. I will have a date at a later time, but I meant for registrations. So, all right, Debbie, go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, everyone, welcome back to our Stretch Fusion class. Good to see you all. At least it's sunny out. I know it's a little chilly, but we'll get moving a little bit. So I guess reminders, if you have any kind of issues, any injuries, please be mindful of your own injuries. Don't do anything that hurts. So keep telling yourself, if it hurts, don't do it. We do want to increase our range of motion. We do want to increase our balance and all of that. But if I tell you to move your arm up here and you have a shoulder issue and that's not good for you, again, honor what your physical therapist or healthcare provider has told you you should and shouldn't do. We get to hip area. Again, any replacements, especially if it's within 90 days or so, that you shouldn't be opening all the way out with that. So take a little ownership of your own body and what's good and not good for you, especially those of you in out in Zoom land, as I call it, who I really can't see what you are doing and can't make any corrections. So be extra careful with what you're doing. All right, so we are going to stand up. We're going to do a little bit of a side to side, warming up various body parts. Some of the stuff is similar to what we've done before. Sometimes I just add it as I go along and I think of something and say, oh, all right, let me throw that in there. So I kind of in my head have my little checklist, but I always go off that beaten path with some things that may inspire me to do something different. So we are going to take it side to side, lifting those heels up, warming up your ankles. I'm going to be adding arm movements like we've done in the past, reaching cross body, reaching up towards the ceiling. So we're going to start with the right hand crossing over to the left and then switch, kind of reaching through the heel of the hand, flexing the hand, stretching it out, not going too far as we're warming up. And now that right hand's going to go up towards the ceiling. Again, if you can, remember any issues that you may have. I can't stress that enough. And just reaching it up. I always think of like, oh, that's a good morning yawning stretch here. We're going to take a cross body again with a little bit more of a twist. And again, if that's good for you, your body, just reaching it out. And now we're just going to keep it a little more to the center. We are just going to drop the arms, taking it side to side. Going to throw in some shoulder rolls here. So when we go to the right, that left shoulder is going to come up and around. And around. Good, just keep it going. That's it. We are going to start adding the elbow. Again, any movement that bothers you, stick to the one before that didn't. If you have your own favorite move, I won't have a problem with that. And now take it to the full arm, just reaching up like you want to touch the sky. All the way up and around, just kind of free flowing here. It's a good way to warm the body. And shortly, we're going to be taking it in reverse order, which means we're going to be going back to the elbows and back to just the shoulders. So after the next one with that left elbow, taking it in around. We'll keep it going. And then we are going to start taking it to just the shoulders. So that left shoulder comes up and around. And we are just going to drop the shoulders. Continue side to side for the 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. And to a stop. All right. So any movements that we do, I want to just reiterate that you shouldn't lock any joints. Like don't snap your elbows in any way, locking them out. You always want to keep them. So same with the knees. Don't, especially if we're doing something where you're standing on one leg, don't lock out that knee or snap it because we put enough strain and pressure on our joints. We don't need to add to it. Definitely not. So we're going to do a little bit of a free-flowing rendition of a yoga cat-cow in the standing position, which means I'm going to just circle the arms all the way back behind us. And then when we come to the center, like you're hugging this big tree. So a cat-cow, usually you're on all fours and you're pressing your back away, and then you're coming like this. So we're going to flow into it. So you're going to bring your arms all the way back, open up the chest. And now when you come forward, almost just come in a little bit, pull the belly button in. And again, just open it up and come back. I'm going to make my arm movements a little bigger, all the way up. You do what's good for you, and all the way back. We're going to go for 2 more. I'll show you a side view, all the way up and back. 1 more, taking it all the way up and all the way back, and then just bringing ourselves back up. All right, so we're going to take it to what I call the glider series, because I borrow and steal from all different venues of fitness, whether it be Pilates, whether it be yoga, whether it be even from a bar class or glider class. So we are going to place our hands loosely, loose fist, don't tighten them like you're going to strangle something. And now you're going to place your right foot in front of the left, almost like a heel to toe thing. But we're going to be sliding that leg one behind the other as we open up the arms. This is good for your balance, good for opening up your muscles, stretching it out. So just glide the foot behind as you open up and bring it back, kind of sliding. So I'm lightly on the floor, just coming back for 2 and bringing it back. We're going for 2 more, taking it for 3 and glide it back. 1 more and 4 and bring it back. So now you're going to slide that right foot even with the left. The hands are down, knuckles are facing forward. So think of a yoga chair position as you're just slightly sitting back. Not quite a squat, but just sitting back, pulling the abs in. You're going to slide that right leg out to the side as you open the arms up, and then just bring it back in. Bringing it out and in. Just 2 more. So we'll do 4 of everything. Out and in. 1 more. Taking it out and in, and then just straightening up the body. Now your palms are facing forward. That right leg. So we're all doing everything on one side first. So you're going to tap that right leg back a tiny bit. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. As I step it back even more, I'm going to curl my arms. When you bend, slightly bend your front knee. Don't come forward, come back. So a slight tap back. Curl the arms, bring it forward. Tap it back for 2 and forward. 2 more. Tap it back for 3 and forward. 1 more. Tap it back for 4 and forward. So bring yourself back in that tap back position and just bring your elbows up. Now I'm going to bring that back leg even with the front. And now as I tap out and in, I'm going to straighten out my arms. Try not to move your body. Keep your body in this position. So just tapping it back, bringing it in without coming forward and back with the body. And 2, bring it in. 2 more coming up. Here's 3 and in. 1 more. And 4 and in, and bring yourself up. So if any of the bending or anything is too much for you, don't come down as far. You can tap your foot out like this. You can lean slightly forward. You don't have to bend at all if that's not good for you. All right, so we have another leg. So let's take it on the other side. Again, all of this would typically be done with a glider. When I do on floors like this, sometimes I use a towel. When I do it on a rug, I use a plastic plate, and I'm actually sliding my foot back and forth. It's kind of fun to do. All right, so I don't have like 20 gliders, so I didn't bring them in. All right, so you're going to take that left foot in front of the right. Your hands are in front, and you can also do these with super light 1 pound, 2 pound weights. And here we go, sliding it back, good for your balance. Slide it forward, taking it out for 2, and bring it back. Out for 3, and back. 1 more, taking it out for 4, and bring it back. But slide your feet even with each other. Your hands are down, knuckles are facing forward. Think of slight chair position, not quite a squat. Arms are parallel to the floor, hold that position. And now you're going to tap that left leg out to the side as you open up and bring it back. Good. And 2, and if crouching down is too much, you can straighten up. 3, bring it in. 1 more, and 4, and in. Good. We're going to straighten up. This time the palms are facing forward. That left leg is going to tap back slightly. And now you're going to step it back a little bit more as you curl the arms. Try not to let your knee go forward. Let the body go back a little bit. So tap it back as you curl and bring it back. Tap for 2 and back. And when you put that foot back, see if you can touch the heel closer to the floor. 3, so we're stretching it out a little bit. 1 more, and 4, and bring it back. So now bring that left foot back a little bit more. You're going to bring the elbows up. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Now you want to bring that left leg even with the right without straightening out the right if you can. From here, I'm just going to tap the foot back and forth as I straighten out the arms, bringing it back and up. All the bending at the elbows. 2, bring it back. 2 more. 3, taking it back. 1 more, and 4, and back, and bringing yourself up. All right. I'm going to take a little sip. Drier again. More I talk. Okay. So we are going to take it to a little bit. Let's do balance next. That's a good place to put it because we kind of did a little bit of balance right now. So we are going to use our chair if you need it. Anybody practice balance this week? All right. Good. Okay. At least there's a couple. So it's so important to do that for yourself every day. Practice it. The videos are up there on the library's YouTube. Take advantage of that. Because if you can't remember what the things that I'm doing, you can always look at that and practice. So we are going to start with a little bit of the same stuff we did. I don't remember if we did the high knee the last time or not. I have like 11 different libraries, so I'm not really sure what I do when or where I am sometimes. All right, so all your weight is on that left leg. Hands are either on the hips, chair, wherever it's comfortable for you. You're going to lift your right leg up for a count of 4. We're going to try to hold it for 6. Again, practice holding it for 8, 10, 12 when you're home. Try that. All right, so here we go. Bringing that right knee up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it down. 2, 3, and 4. Good. Let's do it again. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it down. 2, 3, and 4. All right. So I'm going to switch to the other leg just for this one because this is the hardest of our balance. So I just want to get it out of the way. So I have to think of it. We'll still do a little more. So all the weight now is on the right foot. You're bringing your left knee up. Same thing. Bringing it up. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it down. 2, 3, and 4. But try focusing on something that's not moving. It makes it a little easier. Bringing it up. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it down. 2, 3, and 4. All right. So it's easier from here. So you're going to take your right foot. So the next 3 things or 4 things that we do are all going to be with that right leg, and then we'll switch over to the other side. And I switch it up. I switch up the order of the way I do things. It keeps your body challenged, keeps your brain challenged. All right, so that right foot goes in front of the left, your heel to toe. Now you don't have to really touch because you may catch one foot on the other. So tiny gap in between. We're going to rock the boat or rocking horse, whatever you want to call it. So you're going to slightly lean forward. You're lifting your back heel. You don't have to lean too far that you're going to fall over. It's just lifting the weight off of the heel. And now just slightly rock it back with those front toes up. We're going for 4 of these. Taking it forward, lift the back heel. Taking it back, lifting the front toes. 2 more, take it forward, back heel up. Take it back, front toes up. 1 more, taking it forward, back heel up. Taking it back, front toes up. Now lower the front toes, but stay on your tightrope. Now we have two options. To make it easier, you can just pick up the leg and put one foot behind the other. To make it harder, actually lift the knee up and put the foot back. So it's a little bit more difficult, bringing that knee up and taking it behind, bringing it back up and taking it in front. 3 more, take it up, bring it behind, bring it all the way up and in front. Last 2 coming up, knee comes up, take it behind, knee comes up again, and taking it in front. So now we added a little more motion to that, and we're changing our weight and our balance, our center of gravity by doing that. So that challenges your body even more. All right, so we're still on our tightrope, changing it up a little bit. So now that front foot, the right foot, is going to just tap over to the right and then tap over to the left. Again, we're just changing our sense of balance here. Take it over to the right, over to the left, 2 more times, taking it to the right, to the left, 1 more time, taking it to the right and to the left, and your feet are parallel. So I bet you noticed something about the left leg, your calf. You may have felt it working hard, and your muscles feel like you just did a workout, and you did. It counts. You did some calf exercises here. We will stretch that out a little bit later. So now everything that we did on that one side, we're going to do on the other side, starting with rocking the boat. I'll turn slightly sideways. So now your left foot is in front of the right, your heel to toe. Just rocking yourself forward, lifting that back heel up, taking it back. The front toes are up. Again, rock forward, back heel up. Rock it back, front toes up. Go for 2 more. Rock it forward, the back heel comes up. Rock back, front toes up. 1 more, last time. Rock it forward, back heel up. Rock it back, front toes up. And now your both feet are flat on the floor, but you're still on your tightrope. Now you're gonna either just bring the leg behind it, keeping it easier, or lift the knee up, making it a little bit more challenging. So bringing that knee up, placing the foot behind and back in front. Take it behind for 2 and bring it back. Taking it for 3 and back. 1 more, taking it for 4 and bringing it back. All right, so now 1 more thing. You're going to take that left foot, just tap it out to the left, tap it over to the right, out to the left, and to the right. 2 more, taking it to the left and right. 1 more, to the left, to the right, and center. So the more we practice things like that, we're kind of simulating things that might happen in our everyday life, in the walking, things where you can lose your balance. Some drills that I actually do would be to have clients step forward and then come back. Because let's say you tripped. If you get used to doing a movement like that and you do trip, your natural instinct would be to put your foot forward and brace yourself. So a lot of those drills are really helpful. So when I do come back in March, let me see if I can come up with a bunch of different things that we can add to our little library of our balance training, because it's so very important. All right, so let's take it to a little bit of maybe some chair stretches, and we'll end off with before we take it down to the chair, we'll end off with some other kinds of standing stretches. So I'm turning my chair sideways so you can see me, but you can place your chair wherever it's best for you. I'm going to place that right foot, taking it back nice and wide, just bringing my leg back here. I'm causing a little bit of a stretch here. What I'm also going to do is slightly push my hip forward, but don't lean back where you feel it in the lower back. You want to try to feel the stretch here. Doesn't have to be a super big stretch, but just stretching out the hip area into the thigh. And now if you have no knee issues, or if you do, but you know that slightly bending your right knee down a little bit is not going to be harmful to you. Do that and you'll feel the stretch deepen in the leg. If that doesn't feel good on any body part of the knee, then straighten it up a little bit more. Use common sense. Now in this position, I'm going to slowly come up, straighten out both legs, but don't lock it. And now I'm going to lower my back heel, that right heel, to the floor. Feel that stretch in the calf, just lowering it to the floor. And now without curling my back, I'm going to keep my back flat, but I'm going to hinge at the hips. So I'm just leaning forward, keeping my back flat. Immediately, I start feeling a stretch from the back of that front leg. And then slowly just come back up. And let's switch. Other side. Getting that hip flexor muscle stretched out in the front of the thigh. So now step your left foot back, fairly wide if you can. Gently press the hip forward, feeling that little bit of a stretch. If you are able to, dip the knee down a little bit more. You're going to feel even more of a stretch. Holding that stretch. Ideally, we should be holding all of these stretches 30 to 60 seconds. But that would take forever. We would be here all day. So then slightly straighten out your legs. Don't lock the knees. Lower the heel to the floor. Feel the stretch in the calf. And then keep your back flat. Hinge at the hips, taking it down, feeling the stretch in the back of the front leg. And then slowly coming all the way up. And chair around. So we are going to do a little bit of some side stretches. So I'm bringing my left foot kind of facing towards the left, and my right foot is just facing front. If this is not good for you, then just keep your both feet facing forward. So here we are, stealing a little bit more from yoga. I'm going to bring my arms out to the side. We're going to take a little side bend. You can either just bend reaching for the top of the chair, keeping it a small bend, or reaching towards the seat of the chair, if that is safe for you. Make sure you're not leaning backwards, feeling it in the lower back. Those of you who have practiced yoga for a while, if any, you could also take it down in triangle pose, reaching towards the floor, but don't do so if you have not done that before. Don't make this your experiment. And then just bring yourself back up. So now the one change I'm going to make, I'm going to bend my knee so my knee is directly over my ankle, not past it. And we're going to do the same thing. Again, just reaching towards the top of the chair or the chair seat, looking up at the hand that is towards the ceiling, getting that nice stretch in the side. And then bringing ourselves all the way back up, straightening the leg out, arms down. So now to do it to the other side, obviously you'll have to just move your chair over a little bit. So now your right foot is out towards the right, if that works for you, whatever you did on one side, and the left foot is forward. So in this position, again, it's like your legs are like a triangle. The arms are out to the side, either reaching towards the top of the chair or the chair seat. Again, whatever is good for you. Looking up towards the sky. Again, the chair's there for balance. Then bringing yourself back up. Then bending your knee so that the knee is directly over the ankle. Don't let it pass through forward. Same thing, reaching down, getting that stretch, kind of getting a little bit of a stretch in the inner thigh as well. And then bringing yourself all the way back up, straightening out the leg. All right, so we are going to do, so we're going from yoga to a little bit of Pilates. So Pilates is more of a core-based exercise. We're going to do what's called a chest opener. So your fingers are driving towards the floor. Your feet are parallel. And for starters, you're just going to press the hands back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up the chest. We're going to do that 5 times. Then we're going to do some heel lifts 5 times. Then we're going to put it together. And on the last one, balance comes into play because we're going to be looking to the right, to the left, to the center, and then lowering everything down. So if balance is a real issue, lower your heels, use common sense. So as we press the hands back, inhale, and then exhale, release. And again, inhale, press it back, squeeze, be proud, open up the shoulder, the chest, and relax. And again, inhale, press it back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and release. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, bring it back. And release. 1 more. Open up the chest and release. And we will do more chest openers later on, seated and on the floor. So now in this same position, you're just going to lift your heels. It doesn't have to be high. So lift the heels up and then take it down. Bring it up for 2 and down. Take it for 3 and down. 2 more. All the way up for 4 and down. Last one coming up. Here's 5 and take it down. So now we're going to press back, lift the heels, press it back, lift up and take it down. Up for 2 and down and 3. Always good to practice your balance. Take it down. 2 more coming up. Here's 4 and down. Last one. Hold it here if you can. Look right, look left, look center, and then take it all the way down. So if we were doing this in a Pilates studio, you would have a machine that has springs on it with handles, a little resistance, and you would be pulling back and the bands would be pulling you forward. So you're using a little bit more resistance in that. So on Pilates equipment. All right, so that was our chest opener. So we are going to do some arm circles. As we circle, you're going to follow the hand with your eyes. You're going to we'll start with the right hand. It'll be up and around. And as you come to the back, your body is going to follow it, further opening up the chest. So bring the arms forward all the way up and bring it around. Same side. And again, bring it forward. Reach all the way up and around. So we're kind of stretching our body a little bit more and up and around. Let's go for 2 more. Reaching up and around. Last one and up and around. We're taking it to the other side. And again, mindful, if your range of motion is smaller due to an injury, keep it small. All the way up, follow the hand, reach it back. And bringing it up for 2, reach it back. And take it up for 3, all the way back. 2 more coming up, all the way up and around for 4. Last one, up and around for 5, and take it down. So I'm going to interlace my fingers in front, and I'm just going to drive my knuckles forward. In doing so, I'm curling my back. I'm separating my shoulder blades. Here the shoulder blades are together. I'm separating them. Also, a little bit like that cat-cow in yoga. And then just relax. Again, drive the fingers forward, separate the shoulder blades. Don't lock the elbows, though. Make sure that your arms aren't super straight, and relax. Let's bring the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Reach it all the way up as much as you can. And then just relax, but keep them up. Reach them up. And relax. Now flip your palms up if you can. Now press it up. Feel the hand stretch a little bit. And then relax. One more time. Then we're going to take this into a little bit of a side bend. And relax. So from here, in the up position, take it over to your right, getting a nice stretch in the left side of the body. And coming back to center, stay there. Now flip the knuckles up. Pressing up towards the ceiling, same side, go over to the right again. And come back up. So this time we're going to go over to the left in this position, taking it up and over to the left. And come back up. Now flip the palms up and take it over to the left again. And bring it up and taking it down. So you feel that stretching here a little bit, also in the side, just stretching everything that we can possibly stretch. Right, so we are going to, let's take it down to our chair. And we'll go through from the top all the way down. So we'll start a little bit with neck. If you have neck issues, spine issues, again, do what's appropriate for you. We're going to keep our shoulders nice and level. The chin, imagine you're sliding your chin on a shelf. So try to line up without forcing, line your chin up with your right shoulder. Nice and gentle though, nothing crazy. Just all the way over, looking over the shoulder, holding it there. Don't bring it to the point where you feel a lot of tension or anything that's not comfortable. And then look back to the center again. Now look all the way over the left shoulder. And look to the center again. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to add specific breathing. So now you were just breathing without even thinking about it. Now I want you to think about the breathing. So as your chin moves over the shoulder, you're going to inhale as you look over the shoulder. Exhale as you come back to center. Other side, inhale, look over the other shoulder. Exhale as you come back to center. We're going to do a similar pattern, lowering the ear to the shoulder. As soon as I tell people to lower the ear to the shoulder, I automatically say this. So you want to try to keep the shoulders level and just have the head come. So be mindful of that. So lower that right ear to the right shoulder. Enjoy that little bit of a stretch. And bring the head back up. Now the other side, again, without moving the body, just the head. Looks really good here. And bring it back up. So now let's add that specific breathing. As you lower the right ear to the right shoulder, nice deep inhale as you lower to the right. Exhale as you come up. Inhale, lower to the left. Exhale as you come up. And just breathe normally. Don't hold your breath. So I'm going to do one little combination. For this combination, we're not going to do any specific breathing. Just make sure you're breathing the way you normally breathe. So now you're going to line up your chin with your shoulder like we did before, but then I'm going to ask you to drop your chin as if you want to tap your chin on your shoulder. Make sure you don't force it. So look all the way over that right shoulder. Drop your chin a little bit. Be mindful if something doesn't feel right, listen to your body. Slowly lift the chin back up, then bring your head to the center. Same thing, look all the way over the left shoulder. Drop your chin like you want to tap the shoulder with the chin. Bring the head back up and look to the center. So now we're going to go a little deeper with our neck stretches. Again, if you have neck issues, please be careful. So I'm going to give you places where you can stay. So if I say lower the ear to the shoulder, that might be enough for you. Don't worry if your neighbor takes it to the next level. If I say, place your hand on the temple or put your hand behind the back, you stay at the level that is best for you. So now try to lower your right ear to the right shoulder. For more stretch, a little deeper stretch, you can take the left hand and just reach it towards the floor. The next level would be to take the right fingertips at the left temple and very gentle. Don't press down on the head. Just try to lift that left ear away from the shoulder. For an even deeper stretch, you can try placing that left hand behind your back. Again, if that's not good for you, don't do it. Holding that position. Be mindful. Listen to your body. Be aware of the difference of what every stretch feels like, where you feel it. So then if your hand is behind your back, you can release the hand that's behind your back. You can release the hand at the head. And if you need, you're going to bring your head back up, either just on its own or with your hand if you need that assistance. So let's take it to the other side, lowering that left ear to the left shoulder. Again, this might be enough for you. Stay here if it is. And then you can reach the fingers towards the floor with the arm away from the body. Next level would be to take the left fingertips at the right temple, applying a little pressure, just trying to get that right ear away from the shoulder. Hand behind the back if that works for you. Feeling that stretch. The stretches should feel good. A little bit of tension is good, but the stretches should feel good. And then if the hand is behind the back, remove the hand from behind the back, remove the hand at the head. And bring that head upright, either with assistance or without. Right, so we're gonna do a little bit of neck strengthening. We're just gonna take it on either side. You can do the front, you can do the back. This is more like an isometric exercise that is good for building bone density and building strength at the same time. So you're gonna take your left hand at the left temple. You're gonna press, at the same time, press the hand into the head and the head into the hand. You shouldn't see anything moving. It's like a resistance exercise. And then you're just gonna release. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Press the head into the hand into the head, like you're fighting. The hand wants to go one way, the head wants to go the other way. You're not letting it, and then release. 1 more time. Press the hand into the head into the hand. Hold it there a little bit and release. Good, same thing on the other side. You might feel like you're not doing anything, but you are. Again, hand at the head, press into it, holding that position, and then release. And again, press the hand and the head. Make sure while you're doing that, you're not holding your breath. A lot of times when we concentrate on exercises, we're holding our breath, and release. 1 more time, press the hand into the head into the hand, and release. Now, if there's an issue with the arm or anything, you can possibly do it in this way. It's not as effective, where with the other hand pressing into, if one side isn't as good as the other and you can't lift the arm up, you can also try doing your exercises in that manner, right? So we're going to take it to some shoulder stretches. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. You're going to bring your right arm out to the side, even with the chest height. Your palm is facing forward, turning the palm up on that left hand. Now, you could also bring your arm lower if the shoulder is an issue, and you can still get a little bit of a stretch there. You're going to bring your right arm to the center. Let that left hand just reach for the forearm and gently guide it across the chest. Try to keep your shoulder down. I see a lot of up like this. We don't want the shoulder high. Just lower it down. Feel that stretch. And then release. We're going to do it in another manner. Now the hand is back out to the side. Your palm is down. You're going to slide it back. Reaching for the forearm again. It's a little more awkward position, so it might be a little tighter. Don't force it. And then releasing the arm. From here, just turn your palm up. Place the left hand underneath the right elbow and just reach out. This could be enough of a stretch. Reaching up higher, you'll feel the stretch in the back of the arm. That's what we're aiming for. And now from here, you can take the right hand reaching back for your shoulder. And you can stay here or back even more if your range of motion allows it. We're just trying to get the stretch back here. So take it in whatever position is good for you. Those of you who may be very flexible may be able to bring the arm up and over. But if you're struggling to get into this position, you're not stretching anything. So if you can easily get here, you're benefiting from the stretch. Otherwise, you should stay here where you're getting the benefits of the stretch. For even deeper, you can take it over to the side a little bit. Again, make sure you're not leaning backwards, feeling it in the lower back. And coming all the way back up, releasing the arm. So we're doing all of that on the other side. So you're going to bring your arm out to the side. You can do it down here or up here. Here's a little bit more of a stretch. Right hand, palm up. Bring the hand to the center. Gently bring it cross chest, lower the shoulder. And then releasing the arm again, bringing it out to the side. Now your palm is down. Remember, this is a more awkward position. If it feels tight, don't force it. Bring it right across again. Reach for that forearm. Gently bring it across. And bringing it back to the center. Now your palm is up, placing the right hand underneath the elbow. Reach fingers out first, really reach, then bring it up. Then you're bringing your hand towards your shoulder, pushing from the front. Again, those of you who may be able to bring the arm up and over, Getting that stretch there, otherwise stay in the front position because you're getting more benefit from that. And then bringing yourself all the way back up, bringing the arms down. So we're going to take it a little bit to some, we'll open up our chest first. You're going to be taking a nice deep inhale. Your palms are then going to face away from each other. And when you come down in this position, you're going to reach behind you, opening up the chest. From there, the deeper stretch would be to reach for the back of the chair, leaning forward. From there, it would be interlacing the fingers and reaching down. So those are the 3 stretches that we're going to demonstrate next. And you stop at the one that is right for you. If you can go all the way, go all the way. I'm turning a little bit sideways. So you're going to bring your hands all the way up as you inhale. As you get overhead, you're going to turn the palms away. Now just resume breathing normally. Drive your fingers down towards the floor, almost past the chair. Open up the chest. For that deeper stretch, you can reach for the back of your chair. Now be mindful, the end of these chairs are rounded, so I don't want you to roll forward. So I'm just leaning forward, getting a deeper stretch, using the back of my chair for a little bit of leverage as I'm reaching forward. And for an even deeper stretch, I'm going to bring my fingers behind my back, interlaced, reaching those fingers down towards the floor. If this isn't good for your shoulders, then go back to the prior one. Make sure you're not locking your elbows. I'm not locking my elbows out. My elbows are soft. And then relaxing and coming back up. So we're going to take it to a little bit of lower body stretches. So we're going to start with the heel out. I'll take that right foot. Heel is out on the floor, toes are up. And now hinging at the hips, leaning into it, reaching towards your foot. If you can go past the foot, that's fine. Otherwise, stop where it's good for you. Make sure your chair is secure. Make sure that you're not putting any pressure on your knee. Don't lean on your knee. And then slowly bring yourself back up. So we're going to do a little bit of hip openers and a little bit of glute stretches. And the way we're going to do that, a couple of things you can do. Position 1, especially if you have hip issues, is just to cross at the ankle. If you're able to get your right ankle on top of the left thigh, then try to do that. You may want to pick it up like this and bring it over again, whatever way works for you. And now, provided there are no hip issues, I'm going to press down on the inner thigh, opening up that hip, feeling that stretch right here. We do hold a lot of tension in our hip flexors, so we want to stretch that out. And now by keeping your back flat and just leaning forward, you should feel that stretch in the right, kind of the glute hip area. It's called a figure 4 stretch. If you look down, it looks like an upside down 4, backwards upside down. And now we're just slowly going to come back up. You're going to place your left hand in the center of the right thigh. You're going to use your thigh for leverage, pushing into it as you just look all the way over your right shoulder, twisting only as much as it is comfortable or appropriate for you. And taking it back to the center. While we're here, we're just going to rotate the ankle 5 times around for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and reverse for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can bring that right down. You may want to make a list of a couple of exercise stretches that you can do while you're watching TV in between your commercials and stuff that, you know, you can do that back of the thigh one and bring your leg up and have a whole list ready for yourself. All right, so now you're going to take that left foot. It's going to be heel down, toe up. Remember, we have to go back to the beginning here. You're leaning into it, getting a stretch in the back of the leg. So this stretch is equivalent to the stretch when we were standing up, when we put our leg forward and we were leaning towards the back of the chair. So it's the same kind of a stretch. We're just getting it in a different way. reaching towards the toes, reaching past the toes. Getting that stretch in the calf. Remember, we worked the calf a little bit while we were doing our balance. And then slowly bring yourself up. You're going to cross wherever is good for you to cross, either at the ankle or all the way up. Pressing into the thigh if that's appropriate, opening up your hip, slightly leaning forward, flat back so you don't put any pressure on the back. Feeling that stretch in that glute area, figure 4 stretch. And slowly bringing yourself up. You're going to take the right hand in the center of the left thigh. Use that for leverage. As you press into it, you're twisting away. Again, mindful of any spine issues you may have. Taking it back to the center, we're going to rotate the ankle 5 times. That's 1, 2. The more flexible 3 our ankles are, 4, the better we are in preventing falls. And now rotate backwards for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're just going to have a wide stance here, pressing into your thighs, leaning forward. Feeling a nice stretch in the inner thighs. From here, try to keep that back nice and flat. From here, you're just going to slightly lower your right shoulder towards the floor, feeling a stretch in the torso, as well as your inner thigh. And then slowly coming up and twisting to the other side. Good, feeling that nice stretch. And taking it back to the center and then bringing yourself up. We're going to bring the arms out to the side, similar to what we did standing, but both legs are in the same position. I'm going to bend towards the right. You can place your hand. I'm going to place the hand on the thigh to start. Then I'm going to reach to the floor. You stop where it's good for you. So a nice side bend, reaching over. I'm placing my forearm on my thigh, looking up towards the sky. A little bit of a deeper stretch. I'm reaching towards the floor. Coming back up towards that upright position, taking it to the other side. I'm going to stop first with my hand on the thigh, reaching it up. This might be enough for you. Taking it one step more, taking it, reaching towards the floor. Again, make sure you're not leaning back or feeling any pressure in the lower back. And then bringing yourself all the way up and bringing the arms down. So we're going to make our way down to the mat now. Make sure if you have your strap or rope, it makes things a little bit easier. You're going to be on your backs. You're going to be extending your hands and feet to the opposite sides of the room or opposite sides of your mat. Try to focus and concentrate on listening to what I'm saying and try not to have to pick up your head and try to look. I don't want you to strain your neck. So you're going to extend your hands and feet to the opposite sides of the room. If your back feels uncomfortable and you need to keep your knees bent, then by all means, keep your knees bent. You're going to take a nice deep inhale and exhale. One more time, nice deep inhale and exhale. And then just breathe normally. Just imagine that someone has taken hold of your wrists and your ankles, and they are gently pulling you in the opposite direction. And at the same time, visualize yourself being in the best place in the world for you, your happy place. And now slowly bring your right knee in towards your chest. Reach your hands behind the back of the thigh if you can. Slowly guiding that knee all the way in. You should feel that lower back release a little bit. Now try to keep your thigh bone where it is, and you're going to slowly straighten out your leg all the way up if you can, and then bend. We're going to go for 2 more leg extensions. Bring it up for 2 and bend. 1 more
all the way up, that's 3, and bend. From here, rotate your ankle 3 times, all the way around for 1. Try not to move the rest of the leg. 2, and 3. Reverse the other side for 1, 2, and 3. And if you can, you're going to take your left hand on the outside of the right leg and bring your right leg over to the left. That right leg is still bent. You're bringing it over to the left. At the same time, if you can, you're extending your right arm out to the right, even with your chest. Trying to turn your head to look towards that right hand if you can. If you have no shoulder issues, you can try sliding the back of the right hand away from your body, closer to your head. And then slide the arm back in line with the chest. Bring the right knee back to where it was. Give yourself a little hug. Now you're going to keep that right heel closer to your backside as you lower the foot down. When you feel the mat under your foot, extend that leg out straight or to a bent position if that works better for you. Right, so the same thing to the other side. Slowly bring your left knee into your chest, reaching your hands behind the back of the thigh if you can, hugging it all the way in. Feeling that lower back release. Taking it to our 3 extensions, try to straighten out that leg. Then, and again, straighten. Second one's always easier than the first. And bend. 1 time, straighten. And bend. Now rotate the ankle. Try not to move the rest of the leg for 1, 2, 3. Reverse that for 1, 2, and 3. And now you're placing the right hand on the outside of the left leg. Slowly bringing the left leg over to the right, extending the left arm out to the left, turning your head to look towards that left hand if you can. And now you're sliding the back of the hand away from you, from the body towards the head, opening up the chest even more. And sliding the arm back to where it was, sliding the leg back. Giving it one little hug here. So try keeping that left leg where it is. Bring your right knee in to join it. Hugging both knees in. Wide elbows if you can. And if your back is okay with this, you're going to rock yourself side to side a little bit. If that bothers your back, just stay in a comfortable position for yourself. If your mat is really thin and the floor is really hard, then you may feel that a little bit more on the spine. If that's the case, next time you have classes, you can either bring a second mat or a towel or something to give you more of a cushion. Then you can bring it to a stop in the center. You're going to slowly lower that left foot to the mat, keeping the knee. You reach for your rope strap, placing it underneath the bottom of your foot, extending the leg out on an end, and now flex your foot as much as you can. Slowly bringing the bottom of the flexed foot up towards the ceiling. The minimum amount that we should be at is with that leg perpendicular to the floor. You want to strive to get that range of motion even more if you can. It's not going to happen overnight, especially if your body is very stiff. If you're able to, try sliding your left leg out straight on the mat. If that bothers your back or anything else, keep it bent. And you're going to try to place both pieces of your strap in your right hand, extending the left arm out to the side, turning your head to look left. And you're opening that leg out to the side, trying to lean more to the left as that right leg is going out to the right so you don't rock or fall over. And then bringing the foot back up towards the ceiling, you're going to switch hands with the strap, Extend the right arm out to the right, turn your head to look right as your right leg crosses all the way over to the left. And bringing that foot back up towards the ceiling. You're going to slowly just bring your left knee into your chest. Bring it alongside that right foot that's in your strap. And then you're going to bend the right knee and lower the right foot to the mat. So we just switched our legs out from one side to the other. You can still keep that right leg bent a little bit for starters, bringing that leg up as much as you can. And if you can, now try sliding that right leg out straight on the mat. Again, if that bothers your back, keep it bent. You're going to place both pieces of your strap in your left hand, extend the right arm out to the right. You're going to look right as your left leg opens up to the left, opening up the hip area. And then slowly bringing that left leg back up, the rope, extending the left arm out to the left as your left leg crosses all the way over to the right. And bringing that foot back up towards the ceiling. You're going to take that foot out of the strap. We're going to take it over to our side, if you can. So in this side position, you can either be up like this if lower is not good for you. Otherwise, take it down to the forearm if you can. You're going to reach for your top leg, for the ankle of the top leg, bringing that leg back a little bit. So again, we're stretching the front of the thigh into the hip area. We did this while we were standing up, and we stepped the foot back and we drove that hip forward a little bit. It's the same kind of a stretch. Not every stretch is appropriate or good for every person. So you may get more benefit from a different position of a stretch. So you just have to see which ones work best for you. So we're going to release that leg, taking it over to the other side, stretching so that we're not lopsided. So reaching for the ankle, bringing that leg back, feeling the stretch in the front of the thigh into your hip area. So we're going to slowly, carefully make our way up to a standing position. So if you need to place your hands on the chair or use the chair for help, or if anyone needs a hand, just wave to me. I'll come and help you out. Sorry, not people in Zoom land. Can't really do that. All right, so we're going to make our way up to a standing position. And bringing the palms forward. We are going to take a nice deep inhale as we reach all the way up. The palms are not going to touch overhead. As you exhale, the palms face forward. You're driving the elbows down, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up the chest. And again, inhale, bringing the palms up, facing each other. Exhale, dropping the elbows, the palms face forward. One more time. This time the palms do touch overhead. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands down in the center of the chest. And stay here and breathe normally, so don't worry about holding breath or doing anything different. You're going to rotate your fingertips towards me and rotate them up and around towards you. Again, this is a little more awkward. Be mindful. One more time, all the way over towards me. All the way over towards yourself, and then just drop the hands down. So we're going to end with one final little stretch. As we inhale, the hands come all the way up, the eyes look up to the ceiling. If you can lift your heels, do so, but don't do so if that's a problem with your balance. Exhale, the palms come away and the eyes look down to the floor. One last time, inhale up, bring everything up, and exhale down and everything down. So I'm so happy that all of you could join me today, those of you here in the library and those of you in Zoom land. So we're looking forward to March. So by then the weather should hopefully be nice and warm, and we'll be looking ahead to spring and talking about that. All right, so it was my pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.